He's
Right
frozen.
here.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Should I sit down?
I think you can stay.
Connection?
I think it's okay for now. Hey, Steph, welcome. Okay. There she goes. Hey, Steph, welcome.
Hello.
How are you today? How's your Saturday?
Good. It's good. It's cold. It's snowy here in Nebraska, but the sun is shining, so that's a plus.
Did you dig yourself out of that snow blizzard you had a couple days ago?
I did. I shoveled all parts myself.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Who needs a man?
Who needs a man? Yes. Yeah, it's just like Miley Cyrus said. I can buy my own flowers. I can shovel my own driveway. Got it.
Yeah. I could use an extra hand, though. I'm looking for somebody to help me with my business, so I could use an extra hand. But, yeah, it's okay. Shonda's here. Hello, Shonda. Let's get started so that we can be mindful of everybody's time.
Yes. Thank
Shonda,
you guys.
first of all, yes, of course. First of all, welcome to our 3+Me for Saturday, January the 21st. You are our second guest of the year, Season 2, Episode 2, all brand new for us. We're doing some new things this year. One of the new things we wanted to do is bring on different guests who are different creators, and I happened upon your profile. Actually, it was led to it. And I got to look over some of your posts. I think by the second or third post, I said, this has to be one of our guests. This person has to be one of our guests. And I usually shoot that profile over to Grizz and say, hey, tell me what you think. Because I like this energy. I like her profile. I like her content. I like everything she stands for. And I think we talked about it last year, but so many things came on for myself, for Grizz, for you. We weren't able to have you on to this year, but we're very excited to have you this year. For everybody who is joining now, the replay viewers, welcome to our 3+Me. Our guest today is Tarot By Stef. She is on Instagram as well as Facebook. If you are looking to book a reading or book some kind of service that she provides, which we'll be talking about today, please, by all means, go to her profile here on Instagram, follow her, message her. Or if you're on Facebook, follow her, message her there. So, first of all, welcome, Steph, to our 3+Me. Welcome to our early version of 3+Me today. Thank you for being here.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me. I love how the universe works and just aligns people that are on similar frequencies, and I think this is a great example of that. The law of attraction is real. When I saw your comment and your messages, I could tell you were really genuine. So I'm glad you. Even if we just impact one person and make their day better, it makes this life a little bit easier, because Earth is really, really fucking hard. We're all in this shit show together.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm happy to kind of talk about what I do and what we all do and what we can do together, because it's a teamwork. None of us are alone.
Give me just a second. I'm actually going to turn up the fan that I have facing me. Apparently, It's making too much background noise, and we'll continue from there, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Almost or something.
It's only 84 degrees here in Hawaii, but it's okay. We're going to turn off the fan. We're going to live with it.
It's 32 here. But
yeah, I'll trade you.
It feels warm, though.
Yeah, I'll trade you. Few things I just wanted to make sure we get out of the way real quick is the services you provide.
Yeah.
Tarot reader is one, intuitive medium, hypnotherapist, which we're going to talk about a little bit today, and a yoga instructor.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like that. Looking at the services you provide, mind, body, spirit, and heart.
Yeah.
In one. It's like a full package. I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank
That was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Besides that, you also have a degree in neuroscience.
I do.
What caused someone to say, I want to get a degree in neuroscience? I don't think I'm smart enough for that. I can tell you that much.
I'll be honest. Part of it was my ego, right? I had something to prove to myself, honestly. I lots of questions. I wanted to prove that it was hard, but I also really enjoyed it. I grew up with a very spiritual mother, and I grew up with a very, what I would say, logical, analytical, science-minded father. So when you kind of like mix a hippie and a very logical person together, I guess that's what happens is they create me. I would describe myself as an open-minded skeptic. So I grew up with a mother who read tarot, who did spiritual work, who did energy work. She also came from a big Catholic family. So although tarot isn't associated with any one religion, I did somewhat grow up in a spiritual community and a religious community, but my father would also describe himself as more agnostic if he were to label himself. He's never subscribed to any one religion, but it was also accepted in my house. So more than one path to the same destination. No one is wrong, yet no one is right, was kind of the vibe I grew up in. And at the same time, I am a question person. I want to know why. So although my mother and her sisters, one of my aunts in particular did professional tarot reading, as my mom would take clients from her, but I would observe them with these cards and, but why? But how? But why? But how? And it's not something that I adopted into my life professionally at first. I wanted to try to explain things from an analytical perspective, from a science perspective. I wanted to understand the human mind. I wanted to understand the human body. I wanted to understand people. Why are we the way we are? Why do we do the things we do? Why do we feel the way we feel? And the whole existential crisis of what is our purpose here. So neuroscience was naturally kind of one of those things I could study. I could try to find out more about people. I could try to find out more about myself. And at the same time, I could challenge myself. So I spent a lot of money to not get a lot of answers. So there are some things we just cannot explain in a tangible way, in a physical way, in a material way. But I can say I've done my due diligence. I've worked in clinical research. I've worked in research labs. I've worked on in data analytics. I have really done my due diligence to try to explain some things, and some things we just cannot explain. So I understand people that are skeptical about energy work, healing work. Do we exist beyond our bodies? Is there something more to it? I absolutely believe there is, but I don't think we can put it into a way to where we can feel it. But we do know how we feel. And just as I know I love my mother, and I can feel her love, and I can feel her energy, and we can feel someone's presence when they're in the room with us versus when they're not with us. We can't put that into words, and we can't pick it up like this piece of material thing right here and hand it to somebody, but we still know it exists. So, I mean, in a nutshell, that's where I go. Deep, dark hole. Lots of thoughts.
You said something about the human body itself and what we're here for and what we're here to experience. I believe that the human body is here to experience many things,
Yes.
but there are things on a different level that we cannot experience here. There are things
Absolutely.
that we need to evolve or transition to a different state, a different even makeup of ourselves to experience, whether it be in the next life or whether it be in heaven or whether it be um, a reincarnation or whatever the case is. There's things that we are meant to experience here, now, today, and there are things that are meant for the next part of our life, the transition, the evolution of our life.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was interesting that you said that. And I do. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to add to that. I believe there are some things we might not be able to experience in our human bodies as we are right now, but I absolutely believe in experience beyond the physical world as we are still existing in this lifetime. And whether you want to call it magic or energy work or meditation or hypnosis or spiritual work, we believe we can't escape our bodies while we are still here living our current life. And that essentially is backed up by neuroscience and the different states of consciousness and where we can go, and all the biofeedback studies that go along with it. So our mind is way bigger than we think, and our power is more powerful than we think it is. And I think we can tap into a lot of energetic power, spiritual power, and power within our minds that we don't even know we're capable of if we know how to use it.
It's so funny. Sometimes I understand one of my biggest obstacles, whether it be physical, mental, emotional. But one of the biggest humps and biggest obstacle for me is myself. It's the ego. When the ego gets in the way and the mind's not willing to work with the heart, and they're not going to work together with the mouth, and it just becomes a whole shit show. Everything breaks down. Nothing works the way it's supposed to, or the way I want it to be. Nothing works to a resolution at the end. Instead of finding a resolution or finding a solution for the problem, I only cause more problems for myself.
Yeah,
so,
that's amazing self-awareness. Yes. The only thing stopping us from doing things is ourselves.
Yeah, I agree on that. For those of you who are just joining, and for the replay watchers, you can watch the replay of this 3 Plus Me episode 2 on our YouTube channel. So please make sure you subscribe to that. Now, going back to tarot for a few minutes, you talked about there's a history in your family about tarot. And I kind of read one of your posts about it. And I won't go into detail just for your privacy, but I love the story of it. I loved how that this person in your family who actually told you an event that was going to happen was so sure of it. I thought it was such a beautiful thing that tarot or any type of spiritual work can bring peace, can bring answers, can bring comfort and hope. And that's what I got from that one post that you put out.
Thank you. I know you messaged me about it. And it's okay. It's on my public. It's on my public profile for my tarot page on. So, since I grew up with a family that was partially Catholic, and I myself went to a Catholic school, we kind of grew up in a way to where, okay, these people can know we do this, and these people cannot know we do this. And it wasn't always fear of judgment. It was more just fear of safety too. When I started advertising and doing this publicly, my mom was scared for me. She's like, what if someone does not agree with what you do and they show up to one of your public events? And those fears are valid, but at the same time, it is what it is. It doesn't bother me. I think we should all just freely do whatever we want. But what I did ask my mom often is, what do you say to those people that are telling me I'm doing something wrong, or that I'm going to go to hell, or I shouldn't be doing this? And she explained it in a way, well, we use it as a form of prayer, and that's how I use it. And I'm not necessarily telling my clients that, but when I am shuffling my cards, I am praying for answers. And that's what we're doing all the time. And there's different vessels to use prayer. We can sit down in church and we can kneel on a pew and we can pray. We can close our eyes in bed and we can pray. We can talk to our friend, and it's a form of prayer. We're just talking through it. We're doing work, and it's going beyond just us. It's going out to the universe. Whether you want to label that powerful entity as God or the universe, Mother Nature, I use all those words interchangeably, but essentially that's how my mother comforted me. And that story you're talking about is through prayer. Sometimes we see something for ourselves happening and it just isn't working out, and we wonder why, and we can get stuck. So although I for a couple years in that story, my mom was able to have faith and stay strong when I couldn't stay strong. So yeah,
I think we need people in our life like that. When we fall, we need someone to be there and pick us up, dust our knees off, and even if it's not just to take a step yet, to stand with us, or to have us sit and rest for a while, or someone who can pray for us when we can't pray for ourselves, or someone who can be there in our. I think we talked about this a couple times last couple days, being in the darkest times with us.
Yeah, just sit with us.
Present.
Just sit in our pain, sit in the darkness with us. Sometimes we call it positivity or being a toxic empath. A lot of us are empaths. We feel for other people, but sometimes there's nothing you can say to make someone feel better. They just need someone to sit in their pain with them, whether it be just crying with them or just listening. We're not always looking for words, because sometimes there are no words or actions that can make someone feel better.
Right.
Just being in pain with them, so they know they're not alone in their darkness.
There is actually one person I have, a friend of mine that lives actually around your area. I believe she's in Kansas, but she is going through something with her mom, and her mom is very, very ill, and I've been checking on her every few days just to let her know that I'm here. If you need anybody to hear you and not just to listen. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or rainbows and unicorns and blow smoke up your butt. I'm not here to do that. I just need you to know I'm here if you need me. You just need to say. And I found that I got a better reception than her friends that are saying, love and light, and it'll be okay, and just pray about it. And she's not receptive to that at this time. I
love that. that.
So,
I told someone before I got on our call, I was like, I'm going to wear my fuck sweatshirt today. Because I don't want to give the perception that I'm all pure love and light. Because sometimes we just have bad days, and sometimes it is not okay. Sometimes we are not okay, and sometimes it won't be okay. But we will survive, and we will still be breathing at the end of the day. And we just need people to not take those moments personal, even if we have to go MIA for a week. And all you can say is, hey, I'm thinking of you. When the person is finally out of their darkness, they will appreciate the fact that you were thinking of them.
Yeah, exactly. And like for me, when I'm having those very difficult days when my ego is in charge and I have problems just telling it to shut the hell up so I can actually think and do what needs to get done and complete my work. Sometimes it doesn't always work for me. And then I get a call, I get a message saying, hey, I really could use your help. I really could use some someone to listen to me, or I really could use somebody or a reading or whatever the case is. And I have to go into this mindset where I switch it off,
Yeah.
turn that ego off and said, all right, you're not in charge anymore. Someone needs my help, and I've offered this help to this person many times. And it's like a switch. I turn it off.
Yeah.
And I put myself in what I call business mode. And now I carry myself off as business mode. And I think that's something that we talked about a couple days ago when you're on stage and you're doing your, you do a lot of events with locals in your area. And I love that. I love that you get involved in different types of venues with other creators as well. There are a few, actually, there are several of your followers who ended up messaging me yesterday and following me, and I looked at their profiles, and there are other women who empower other women who have done events with you. One of them in particular does the henna, which I really think is cool. Mendy, I think is her name.
Yes,
Shailene. Yeah, I think that was totally awesome that you can get together in events or in a group like that and do certain events and show the world that, hey, these are different alternatives to your normal everyday functions of just going out to a bar and getting wasted or getting drunk or going out to a restaurant and enjoying food. This is actually an experience now.
Yeah. The people that I have met through just my line of work, sorry if you hear my dog barking, has just blown my mind, and it makes me feel the power of the universe that much more, and the law of attraction. And Shailene is one of those people for me, especially lately. She was and then sometimes we just fall in love with people. Just like there's a card in the tarot deck called the Lover's card. And it's the card of soulmates, but it doesn't reference a romantic relationship. And I do have to kind of prepare people if I'm doing a reading about love or a relationship. I do prepare people that, hey, if the Lover's card comes up, I don't want you to get excited. It's a soulmate card. Soulmates are our friends. They are just people that come into it are with them. And she's been one of those people for me, and I had no idea that. Healing experience and an energetic experience. I love her. I just love her.
I think the misconception with I think the misconception with tarot for people who do not read tarot or understand tarot, a lot of the misconception is that tarot cards are just one-dimensional, which I'm finding out that it's not.
No.
It's multi-dimensional. It has multiple meanings. They all relate to each other. It is a story that's being told in ways of pictures and an interpretation of the person that is reading the card.
Absolutely. That's how I describe it. It's a story of you.
Yes, exactly.
It's your story. I'm reading them a book. It's just their book. It's where they were at past that led them to this moment, and where they could in the future, because I don't talk about the future as being set in stone because we have free will. But if we want validation for where we might be heading in life, tarot can offer you validation. Sometimes we're not sure about our intuition because our analytical mind and our logical mind can make us question our intuition. So if we want to kind of validate, well, this is where I think this is going to go, Tarot is a nice tool to kind of give you an idea of, yes, this is where you're heading if you stay in this position, if you stay in this job, if you stay with this person. But yeah, it's your story. It's just a story of you. I had someone reach out to me. It was a strange message, but they said, well, if you truly had a gift, you wouldn't need cards. You wouldn't need your tarot cards. And I didn't know how to respond at first. And usually I don't respond to those things, but my ego got in the way and I got a little defensive. I said, you are correct. I might not need my cards. No one does. We're all intuitive beings. I don't believe I have any special gifts more than anyone else here on the planet. But I love the way tarot makes something, like I was saying, that isn't tangible and we can't feel and we can't see, just like we can't see love. Tarot puts it in a way to where it's visual, and we are visual creatures. It's real. So what from someone I might that and that card that represents that going through is even more validating to my intuition, and it's validating to their feelings and what they're going through. And sometimes that's all we need, is just we need to know that our feelings are valid.
Yep, I agree.
And tarot offer that to people.
I agree with that. I would like to start maybe transitioning to hypnotherapy and hypnosis.
Yeah.
I think the biggest question for me is, and I might have asked you this question a couple days ago, is that something that where hypnosis or hypnotherapy and tarot can be integrated, or is it just two separate entities, two different, or it's not? Is that something that is not ideal to work together in therapy? Does that make sense?
It does. I think several clients that end up doing both. They might see me for tarot, and then they end up also doing hypnotherapy. They might be a hypnotherapy client, and then they end up doing a tarot reading with me. I have some hypnotherapy clients that have never had a tarot reading, and vice versa. I did hypnotherapy first. I studied hypnotherapy when I was studying neuroscience and psychology. And then I started using tarot professionally as well when I taught at a yoga studio. And long story short, they aren't the same on the surface, but they are both forms of energy work, and they are both forms of tapping into our intuition, and they are both a form of reciprocation of energy and using my intuition and my client's intuition together. I also love hypnotherapy because it's a way to help a client visualize their life and see it in a different perspective. And when you are in hypnosis or in a deep meditative state, which is a state we experience all the time, just in hypnotherapy, you are sustaining that lucid state of mind. Your brain waves go into a delta pattern if we were to do biofeedback. So instead of alpha and beta like we are right now, we're sustaining the delta wavelength. And it's a safe space to where our emotional mind is over here, and then our logical mind is over here, and we can kind of look at our life, especially the difficult parts of our life, without our emotions attached to it. So it's different than tarot in that we're in that alpha and beta state. We're pretty conscious for tarot, although I'm doing energy work with my client and I'm grounding my energy. And so we're kind of in a slower frequency when I am doing a tarot reading. I'm not telling that to a client, but there is some relaxation and healing that we're experiencing. But hypnosis, you can break habits. You can address very emotional, traumatic events that trigger anxiety for you, and you can step out of your emotional mind and look at these things and process them and change them. And you can even change your future in hypnotherapy. So you can
You just answered my next question, which was, what are the benefits of hypnotherapy? So you just answered that next question.
So many.
Which is good. What do you think is the biggest misconception about hypnotherapy or hypnosis?
That you're out of control.
Mm.
I'm in control of you.
But isn't that something that happens every day? I mean,
yeah.
In TV commercials, don't they have subliminal messages? Yeah. Billboards is also another form of hypnosis, where they pull you off the freeway, they go eat at some buffet line.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that also a form of mass hypnosis?
Yeah. TikTok.
TikTok.
Every night when I take a bath, I'm hypnotized by TikTok. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. The algorithms, yes, I do want those yoga pants. Yes, they got me. I bought the yoga pants. They hypnotized me. Hypnotherapy actually is rewiring your brain so you are in control and undoing all of those subliminal messages that society gives us, that advertisers give us, that Earth gives us. Earth is full of temptations. So whether it be cigarettes, whether it be drugs, whether it be relationships and codependency with people, our minds are creating habits and associations.
Since you're talking about vices, remember I told you about that?
I was observing that. Do you have any tequila back there? I really want a margarita, Luca.
No, I'm a whiskey guy. I'm sorry about that.
I respect that. So hypnotherapy is actually helping us gain control of our life. 90% of who we are is ingrained into our subconscious mind since the moment we were born. 10% of us is our prefrontal cortex, our logical mind, our analytical mind. The very tip of the iceberg, if you imagine a picture of the iceberg, just a little bit is above the water, the rest is underneath. Yeah. So I think the preconception with hypnosis is you won't be in control anymore, but the way you use it in hypnotherapy is I'm helping your conscious mind agree with your subconscious mind. We may consciously want to no longer smoke cigarettes. We may consciously not want to bite our nails. We may consciously not want to be scared of flying anymore. We might consciously not want to be obsessed with our ex. They were terrible to us, but we can get addicted to the roller coaster of the serotonin and the dopamine rush, just like you can with drugs. And to gain control, and you don't need a hypnotherapist to do this. People can obtain this on their own, but it helps. I'm holding your hand, and I'm helping you work through it. And there's also another energetic piece to it. So it's not just me talking to you and using my words. I am doing energy work. So I'm connecting with you on a spiritual level and an energetic level when I'm doing hypnotherapy with a client. And at the same time, I am incorporating therapeutic aspects like neurolinguistics. So it's a combination of real science, real therapy, and spiritual work and energy work. It's both.
You know, and in the podcast you did back in December of last year with Searching for Vitality, there was a question that came up, and we're going to put the link of that podcast on our YouTube channel with this video, The Only Elephant in the Room. So if you haven't done that yet, go subscribe so you can watch the replay and you can see the link to this podcast. I thought it was interesting It was only 56 minutes long, but there's so much information in there. One of the things I got out of it that thought was really interesting is about how you can use maybe hypnosis or formal hypnosis to help someone through the labor process
Yeah.
of giving birth. And I
Yeah.
believe you said that it's not something that you're kind of certified in, but I thought it was interesting to as an alternative, because there are a lot of mothers, especially nowadays, who don't want to deal with the epidurals or the medications and the painkillers. They want natural childbirth, so they do it at home in little pools or whatever the case is. But I
Yeah.
thought I never thought hypnosis could be a form of an alternative of taking you to a different place during
Absolutely.
childbirth.
We again, our minds protect us, and our minds are very powerful. I'm going to use the analogy of someone that might be going through something traumatic, and they might not remember the experience, or something very painful. People go through things that are very, very painful, and your mind will protect you from physical pain to where you will associate from your body. So some people can do this naturally. Some people only experience this when they're going through something very painful. An example is abuse. When children are abused physically, and especially repeated abuse, their minds protect them by allowing them to dissociate. And I hate using that analogy, but that is how strong our minds are. And so in the same sense that you can use your mind to dissociate when you're going through something traumatic, you can also use your mind to dissociate by training your mind to dissociate in the right moments for you. Some people are allergic to anesthetics, and there are some dentists that are trained in hypnosis.
Wow.
And you can give post-hypnotic cues and train and kind of work with someone to where you tap right here on your jaw, and your jaw is numb. So if someone's allergic to Novocaine or lidocaine, they can kind of go through this process. So when the dentist taps right here, they no longer feel pain. It can do work and not feel pain. Runners, let's use a more positive experience, not so dark.
I got one for you. I got one for you. It's something you talked about in the podcast.
Yeah.
Stop smoking.
Yeah.
The color red
The color
is associated with hypnotherapy to help someone to stop smoking. Every time you see the color red, it's a reminder that I am not a smoker. It's a reminder that I don't smoke. It's a reminder that don't light up, don't put this in your mouth. That I thought was pretty cool.
And we're already building on a subconscious cue that we associate with the color red. Stop signs are red. Stop lights are red. We associate the color red already with stop. So when you can tie it to something that you no longer want to do, so when I do smoking cessation with clients or addiction or something they want to quit, I will give subconscious cues so when they're not in that hypnotic state, when they see the color red, they're reminded that they no longer do that. When I see the color red, I am reminded I am a non-smoker. So we're building and using a cue that's already been ingrained into us from when we were children. Stop, red light, green light, and then using that for a positive association.
You know, we should teach parents who have teenagers with smartphones to hypnotize their children, that every time they touch their screen on the phone, it feels like their fingers burning, so they put their damn phones down instead of you talking to them and they're looking at the phone all the time.
I mean, you could.
I'm gonna trademark that. I'm gonna trademark and register that, and we're gonna work on that. Okay, we're gonna sell the program. $39.95 today, out the door. We'll hypnotize your children so that every time she picks up the phone, it's going to feel like she's burning her fingers.
It's like, I don't know if we have any psychology majors, or it's like Pavlov when he rings the bell. When he rings
Oh, yeah.
his bell, the dog would salivate for food.
Right.
So same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. We can use this for good or we can use this for bad. So we have positive triggers and we have negative triggers. But if you do find that you have things that trigger you, like certain noises, especially someone that maybe has been through something traumatic, we can try to rewire your brain. Oh, my cousin from the UK logged on. She's been making some comments. I love you, Sarah. Thank you for listening. She's going.
Thank you, Sarah, for joining us. So I wanted to kind of go off on a tangent, if I may, because I'm always off on different tangents.
Yeah, same.
But it kind of has to do something with hypnosis. One of the questions I had written down was, one, do you believe someone can self-hypnotize?
Yeah.
Two, is what I wanted to share, is in the 70s, there was a movie that came out, and it's called Somewhere in Time. And in this movie, this person in the 70s who was a playwright, he met an older woman in one of at the end of his shows or whatever the case is, and found out that like that. So he uses hypnosis to take himself back in time, like a past life regression, so that he can meet up with this person. And they do. So it's a love story. It's a very good love story, and one of my favorite movies. So it was so good to see that they got to interact with each other in this past life. And then he broke the hypnosis by looking at a penny that had the current date of when he actually was alive. So snapped him out of that hypnosis, of that state, I should say. So what I'm trying to get at is, I guess that's Hollywood's version of past life regression, but I've seen shows where they use hypnosis to do past life regression.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It's I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure if it was real. I was so skeptical. And I don't think I am ever like in a position to where I can say I know something for sure, because I won't know until we know. Like, we just don't know. But I do know what I've experienced with clients, and I do know what I've witnessed. I obviously started doing hypnotherapy for more therapeutic reasons. And then after a few years, I could not deny the things that were happening. I can visualize what my clients are visualizing when they're in a hypnotic state. And I didn't really know I was doing that until I was getting feedback from clients, and I could see where they were at in their minds and in their visualizations. I could see if it was working, and I could see if they could actually see what I was describing to them. I wasn't sure about past lives either until I had children, and I didn't used to do past life regressions. I would do regressions for people in their current life, and then I had a couple experiences myself that were kind of strange, and I had some wonderful friends that let me kind of experiment with them, with some hypnosis, and then I started integrating those into some client experiences, and I now call those guided psychic sessions or guided medium sessions. So I have been able to connect people with their loved ones that have crossed over or passed away through hypnosis. It's very touchy. I really want to know where someone's at on their grieving process, but at the same time, it can help you heal. I have not purposely done regression like past life regression, but then sometimes it pops up. But in the same breath, I'm going to say am more focused on this lifetime. We're here and we're now. What do we have to do right now in this lifetime to make this moment better? What do I need to do now? Yes, this may have happened in the past, and maybe you did exist in some form in another lifetime, and maybe you are destined to exist in another form in your next lifetime. But for my therapeutic perspective, I want people to work through the now and the here. But yeah, it's wild. I've had experiences just like that movie, and I did not know that movie existed, and now I want to watch it.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour, 1972, I believe.
Oh, that
Is it going to
It's
be
called Somewhere in Time. You can look it up on YouTube.
Am I going to cry, Luca?
Yeah, you are. You are.
I love the story.
Yeah.
It's an old
great
one.
movie.
I love that movie.
I've had experiences like that with clients, and then I've had experiences like that with myself. I definitely have experienced and seen people in previous lifetimes that I have now met in this lifetime.
I have had two different experiences at two different times. One was led by hypnosis. The other wasn't.
Yeah.
One was revealed to me through a dream of my past life and why I fear the water so much. Because I worked in the airline industry for so long, traveled a lot, but I was not afraid of the flying part. I was afraid of the crashing part.
Yeah.
I was afraid of ending up in the Pacific. And I've always had this fear of water. And recently, last year actually, I was shown a dream of why. I kept asking, why am I so afraid of water? Why do I not like to put my head or be in the water where my feet doesn't touch the ground? Because, us Hawaiian people, we are short anyway. But I was shown a past life that in one of my past lives, I was a Korean fisherman. And I actually passed away on the boat because the boat sunk in a storm. And we're not talking in the 60s, 70s, 80s. We're talking in the 1800s.
Yeah.
It was a long, long time ago.
That's Korean music too. Remember you said you loved it so you didn't know.
I absolutely love Korean
why.
music. Over the pandemic, I bought a course to understand and speak Korean language. I love Korean movies. I don't like the dramas too much, but I like the movies of how it's written. But I was shown that in a past life, I was a Korean fisherman.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Can I pitch in a little bit? I know we're time-wise, but I just we talked about the hypnotherapy, and I'm just so amused by it. And I've really gotten into the past life regressions. I've done a few. I've done myself 2 or 3. And when you're into it, it's just like a meditative state. But everybody perceives it differently. But you get this input that when you're out and you're reviewing it, thinking about it, you're like, did I just make that up? But then it's like you're in that meditative state where you can't make those things up. And I've experienced a few past lives. I've talked to Luke about it, and I think I've mentioned it here before. I think on a live in the past. But I've looked up some information, read about some past hypnotherapists in the back, like Dick Sutphin, Dr. Weiss, and they incredible stories, especially Dr. Weiss. He's a doctor in psychology, and he was just straight science until he's doing the hypnotherapy. Clients started experiencing talking about past lives, and he's just like, what's going on? But when he realized that when people would tap into past lives, it was actually helping them heal phobia, traumas, weird stuff that even stuttering, crazy stuff like that. So he delved into it, and now he's a speaker for it. That's all he. And I'm just really interested in that. I'd love to learn how to do hypnosis, especially past life regressions and healing, that kind of stuff, because I've seen it work, and it's worked for me. You know, I've got a lot more to heal, but you know, I've experienced one past life where I met my present day husband was with me in that past life. I mentioned it because our love could not be in that past life. I've now realized why we re-encountered, you know, each other in this lifetime.
I have
you
similar
know?
stories.
So,
I want to build on that. So I don't always do intentional past life regressions, but I think one of my favorite things to do, especially when I'm working through trauma with people or fears or phobias, I call it an exploratory session. And so I let their mind figure out why they have this association. And if their mind ends up going to another lifetime, I'll allow it to happen. Don't always go in with the intent to purposely bring someone to a past life, because I don't know for sure why someone has like a fear of water, or why someone is the way they are. Is it from this lifetime? Is it from their childhood? Is it inherited trauma from their ancestors? Is it inherited trauma from their soul on the soul level, which would be a past life? And then I'll have more answers. And so then I know kind of what to do in my next sessions with that someone or with that person. Similar experiences with myself. So I and again, you like think you're crazy, like it's just my imagination, but I did connect with being a nun in a past life, and it actually makes sense to me.
It'll blow your mind when I tell you. I'm gonna send you a message of what my first past life regression was. And I'm gonna send you it privately because I want that to remain private. But that's gonna blow your mind.
I have met someone in this lifetime that I pictured in this past life, and he was a priest with me. We were like best friends, but we did not like what we did. It's almost like I had to be a nun, but I didn't enjoy it, but I was a good nun. I didn't have sex. I didn't do the things. I did what I had to do. And then he was a priest with me, and I actually have met him in this lifetime. And he's a healer of sorts himself. And it's almost like we share a congregation again, because we share clients. And I joke with him that we have a congregation together. And I was like, has anyone ever told you were like a priest before? And he's like, yes, I actually, a priest that comes in here who was my childhood priest at the church I went to, Catholic school I went to, also sees him. And we joke that we call him a pastor. But anyways, it was weird. So in this lifetime, it's very strange for me to be sinning and kind of getting a knot.
She's human. She sins. She's human. Oh my God. Okay. We'll get past that.
Weird. I'm like, okay, so I'm allowed to have sex?
Right.
What? Here I am experiencing Earth.
For those of you just joining us on our 3+ Me this Saturday, the 21st of January, this is Tarot by Stef. We are talking about hypnotherapy and hypnosis and the benefits of it. We are talking to Stef about, we have been talking to her about tarot reading and how interpretations are done. And if you would like to see the replay, go to our YouTube channel, The Only Elephant in the Room, and subscribe there. You see it. It'll go live probably in the next couple of days. If you haven't yet, please make sure you follow Tarot by Stef here on Instagram and also Tarot by Stef on Facebook if you like to book any of her services. And of course, the third person on our screen is Grizz. She is one of the partners and founders here of the 3+ Me community. Getting back to hypnotherapy, I've got a few questions because I know we wanted to try and get some readings done. I do have a reading coming up for you, Steph. That's going to be my gift to you. And I do have all the names put in my little, don't mind the color bag or the size. I do have the names put in our bag already for the drawing. But I have just a few more questions I'd like to ask, if that's okay.
Okay.
First question is, what determines the amount of sessions that a person needs to have in hypnotherapy before you can either consider them to be moved past that that issue that they're trying to resolve or move to the next step? Is it something where one session and done, or one session for this, the next session for that? How does that work?
Great question. I'd say 90% of people that I've helped quit smoking, one session, one and done. It's with smoking, I will know right pretty quickly just by some simple conversation with them if they're even ready and if they even want to quit. I know I talk about this on my podcast.
On your podcast,
but,
right?
If someone says, "Well, my doctor wants me to quit, my wife wants me to quit," I'll say, "Well, do you enjoy smoking?" "Yes, I love it." "Then no, we're not going to do this. It's not going to work. I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to set myself up for failure." If someone is like, "I hate it. I hate how it smells. I hate how I want to do it when I'm anxious. I hate how I just need it," little things like that are going to tell me if someone's ready to get rid of something. And then usually one session and we're done, because you never have to touch a cigarette again. Mm-hmm. Weight loss is a little harder, because what is it with weight loss? Is it food? Is it a particular food? Is it you're not getting enough sleep, so your adrenal glands are releasing more cortisol? Is that why you're holding on to weight? Is it motivation to exercise? Exercise can be painful. Uh-huh. And I have so much respect for people that lift weights, that run. They're doing self-hypnosis. They're working through their mind. They are doing mind over matter. They're being mindful. Uh-huh. So we can use hypnosis to kind of help with that piece of it. Usually after the first session, I know the type of hypnotherapy inductions I will use with someone. Sometimes it takes a few sessions just to get someone used to relaxing and into that delta state of mind with their brainwave, and then sustaining it. If someone hasn't ever experienced meditation successfully, sometimes we are just practicing the simple act of relaxing and sustaining that spot in our mind. And then we'll be able to do some workable things. But after the first session, I will know with someone how long it might take to obtain their goals. And I always have them record their session as well, so they can listen to it.
Remember you saying that.
Yes.
That's great. I mean, you answered 3 questions in one. What are the signs you look for? And if there's any prerequisites for a person who is thinking of getting hypnotherapy. So you just answered all of that in one answer. Which just brings us to our 4th page of my notes, and we're moving on to the reading session. So we're right on track. We're actually making good time. So I do have names in the bag. I've been looking on the screen, so Grizz, you have to help me out. I am looking for people who I've notified that their names are in the drawing. I've got about 12 names in the bag. People who messaged me, a lot of them were from Steph, from your Facebook profile.
Oh, awesome.
There were some from my personal profile and some from our community. So I do have 12 names. If you are here and you know who you are, we're going to draw 2 names. And if this doesn't work, we're going to skip it and go to a whole different route. I'm going to take plan B.
And
so let me pull the first name.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, my scrolling froze again, by seeing who comes in. So I don't know. I can't see who's in right now.
I can look up on screen who's here. Oh, let's do this. Let's just totally skip over that. We're going to have to do a part B. From what I can see, and none of the people who put their names in the bag, including their own communities, in the room. So
could we just pick one and I'll do one for them even though
yeah.
they're not here?
Okay, sure. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, let's just pick one.
All right, you tell me when to stop, Steph, and I'll pull a name.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you say stop?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Stop.
All right. Got the name right here. Let's see. This reading is for Ashley B. Watson. Ashley Watson. If you're watching the replay, this reading is for you. Ashley B. Watson.
Cool.
Great idea. Hey, Miss Harlow. Welcome. Happy New Year. Miss Harlow, if you're here, or Carrie, let's see. Hey, Miss Harlow, if you'd like a tarot reading, would love to have you be a second person to get a reading.
Okay, this is for Ashley.
Yep, this is for Ashley. So I'm
I've seen her.
Gonna message her after this.
Yeah, I'll send her. I've seen her interacting with my posts lately.
Okay, Miss Harlow. You take care. It's good to see you. I'm sorry, I got rid of Snapchat, so I can't even message you there, but I'll see you later. I'll message you later, Miss Harlow.
So I have so much to say about tarot, but not enough time. So we could always do a part B just about tarot and how and why I interpret the cards the way I do. I will say real quick, there's 4 suits in tarot. We have cups, which represent emotions. Okay. We have wands, which represents energy and our thoughts, our vibes, sometimes our soul's energy, I'll refer to it. We have swords, which represents physical activity in this physical world, or physical inactivity. It depends on the card. And we have pentacles, which represents things that are tangible and material, oftentimes money. I like this. When we're doing tarot, we think with our wands, we do with our swords, we feel with our cups, our hearts, and then when it affects our material world and things come to fruition, if it's in the monetary world or whatever it might be, it's represented by pentacles. And then we also have our major arcana cards, which can represent bigger moments in our life, like destiny moments, things that maybe we can't avoid. For Ashley, I am going to do a 3-card spread, and it's going to be the past, the present, and the future. I'm kind of channeling Ashley's vibes, so I'm going to have the cards face me as if I'm Ashley, because I do read reversals, and when a card is reversed, it just means it's upside down. It doesn't mean it's bad, it just changes the meaning of the card. So I am just acting as Ashley. I'm going to lay out 3 cards in front of me, past, present, and future. Now, when I do talk about future, I don't talk about it as it's something set in stone and it has to happen. We have free will. We can change our future. We never have to take the hand that we're being dealt in life. We can say, fuck it, and reshuffle the cards. But this is the vibe that you're on, and this is the path that you're on. So what you went through this present moment and where you could go if you stay on this path is how I'm reading this spread. So I'm just going to shuffle a few more times. I'm going to cut the deck. Three cards here. They'll look upside down to you guys. Past, present, future. Oh, this is a card of... I have so much to say about this card. I'll show it to you guys. The analogy I like to use behind this card is pretty strong. The deck I use is called the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and this is one of the first mass-produced tarot card decks. The images were created and then reproduced, but they were created in the 1700s in Italy when Rome ruled. So although it's not associated with any one religion, what ruled Rome in the 1700s was the Catholic Church. So there is a lot of biblical symbolism within this deck that has ties to the Catholic Church. And what we're seeing here on this deck is actually a Knight Templar. If you're not familiar with who the Knight Templar are, they were like the badass Marines for the Catholic Church.
Yep.
Whether they fought over money or religion is up for debate, but I digress. The purpose of a knight and the Knight Templar was to just die, was to go fight a battle and die. So before they would go into battle, they would build their own coffin. If they survived that battle, they would hang their sword up on the wall. They were given all the time they needed to do mental health and process everything they had to process from that traumatic event. But their job was to pick up another sword and go fight again. So the analogy behind this is that this person has done their work for mental health and hung up a lot of swords here. And this is so commendable because people go their entire life without ever hanging up a sword on the wall.
Sort of an achievement.
This is a card of mental health and processing trauma.
Okay.
And this is also a card of not wanting to do anything. This is in the past, but I want to acknowledge the conscious effort that this person has made to do their healing, to do their work, to hang those swords up on the wall so they could go on to their next battle. At the same time, I don't want to minimize this situation because this is a lot that they've had to go through. The next card. Oh. I read reversals. Another swords card. You can see that the Three of Swords upright is a card of grief and processing trauma again. When this card is upside down, it's not wanting to process things right now. And that's totally okay. This is the present moment. So this is just taking a break. This is just taking a break from this. So I want to say don't feel bad if you just need to take a step back from processing your grief and if you just need to take a step back from your mental health. This is loss. This is actively crying when this card is upright. When this card is upside down, sometimes I ask people when the last time you cried was, because this is calling for us to process things and cry. And I totally know what it's like to have to stay strong. I mean, I'm a mother and I work several jobs, and I've had moments like this, the Three of Swords reversed, where I just don't have time to cry. I just don't have time for my makeup to be messed up. I don't have the energy to explain to my kids why I'm crying, but we need to cry. But it's also okay if we're just taking a moment and a break from processing things. And this isn't a bad reading.
I like that.
There's
Ashley, she just joined now. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Ashley, we're doing your reading. Hard to catch you up. You're gonna have to watch the rest of this, but I'll do a clip notes of your reading. But I've been channeling you. I'm glad you joined. We drew your name out of the hat and we decided to still do a reading for you. Processing trauma, mental health was in the past. Amazing. I love this for you. Love this. This is just taking a break. Sometimes we don't want our makeup to be messed up.
Oh no. Ask, can you do me a favor? Can you go to a little bit quieter place? This is your reading, by the way. You did win the first reading today. Oh, okay. Let's continue.
Yeah, the next card, the future card, which makes sense, is the Queen of Cups. So as I said, Cups represents emotions, and she's upright, and she's on her throne, and she has a handle on her emotions. This story makes sense to me. This whole process makes sense to me. Every card, that one after the other, makes sense. Once we heal,
those are actually great cards. Those are beautiful cards. That's a beautiful story, actually.
Good story, and I like where it's heading. So we have free will. We don't have to take the hand that we're being dealt, but to have the Queen of Cups as your future card and to be emotionally mature and able to process your emotions and hold your emotions. This would be the Queen of Hearts, to be able to hold them on your throne and to be able to do this. She's upright. She's not upside down. This is a goal for everyone here, to manage our emotions and to be the Queen of Hearts, the Queen of Cups. She's upright. This is a beautiful story. We have to go through this messy process of processing all of our trauma. Sometimes we need to take a break, and that's okay. Take a moment. We don't want to cry and have our makeup messed up. We just don't have the time to constantly be in a space where we're always grieving. So this is just taking a step back. But the story here is amazing. Boom. Yeah. My mental health. I step away from it sometimes, but because of that, I'm on the process to become this person here, the Queen of Cups. Love it. I don't know what
that is actually the most interesting way of interpreting a reading for tarot I have ever heard. That's way different.
Thank you. I don't meet a lot of other readers, so I don't know.
There are people who read by the book. There are people who read intuitively, and that's what it sounds like you do, intuitive reading. And I think I resonate more with intuitive reading than someone who is really, let me open the book and see what it says. Well, I don't want to know what the book says. I want to know what you think. That's why I came to you.
It's both. We can memorize these like Pokemon cards and get a really good reading. And there's nothing wrong with that. And watching other readers, even on TikTok, will make me question my intuition and make me question how I interpret cards. So I actually have to kind of like stay by myself and not expose myself to a lot of other readers because it makes me doubt myself. Mm-hmm. These are really literal interpretations at the same time. If you were to Google the meanings of these cards and the history, especially behind this card here, this is a card of not wanting to do anything, not wanting to get out of bed, but it's for a good reason because you're doing inner work. This is a card of active grief. And since I read reversals, it's just taking a moment to not cry anymore. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. But because she went through all of this, she's going to be able to manage and process her emotions and have emotional intelligence. That is the path she's on. We might be feeling like this right now, and we might be feeling like we've been through this, but this is the path that we're on, and this is a result of going through all of that inner work. The Queen of Cups represents emotions.
And that reading was for Ashley B. Watson. Ashley, congratulations. I'm pretty sure Steph will probably shoot you a little message. I'll make sure I shoot you a message to go watch the replay on our YouTube channel. Question. Would you like to do another reading for someone in the room, or are you ready for your reading?
We can do one more. I see we have Tracy.
There's a few people in here.
Yeah. We can do a quick one. I can get wordy.
Carrie? Chaos Club girl, Carrie, if you're here, would you like a reading?
She's a tarot reader herself.
Carrie, yeah. Carrie actually is one of these people who want to maybe reestablish or learn tarot herself. So.
And she's here?
She is in the chat. I can see her.
Let's give her a reading. Yeah. Do we want to? Is that what we're saying?
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Carrie?
do it.
Carrie.
Let's do it for Carrie.
Okay. Yep. I don't know Carrie either. I get a little nervous when there's other readers. And at the same time, when you're also a reader, don't let me mess you up. So how I was saying that it can make me question how I read cards and how I interpret cards. There are certain cards that they mean the same thing to me in every one of my readings. So just because I'm interpreting something a certain way doesn't mean that you have to change the way that you interpret a card because I'm an intuitive reader. So, Carrie, you do your thing. Don't let me mess your intuition up, if that makes sense. Carrie.
This second reading is for Carrie, Chaos Girl, at Chaos Girl on Instagram, who actually has been kind of a longtime friend of mine, off and on in our 3+Me segments, our live streams. She's been in our community for a little bit, so
Okay. Okay.
I think she's okay. I think she's good.
Okay, I feel really honored to do this for you, Carrie. Just give me a couple moments here.
Well, while you're giving the reading, I'm going to step away for just a second, okay, Steph?
Okay. Okay, Carrie. So again, I read reversal. So if the card is upside down, it's facing me. Or well, it's facing away from me. But I love this. Not surprised if Carrie's a very intuitive person that she just got the moon card in her past. The moon is a major arcana card, and the moon is a very, very intuitive card. It represents intuition, and particularly the type of intuition that comes to us when we are this type of empath that's represented by the moon, which rules emotions. It's emotional intuition. This intuition comes to us, and the messages of this card come to us in the darkness, and I don't mean darkness as in something bad. I mean in our dreams. A lot of intuitive messages come to us through our dreams when we are having the moon card here. And sometimes it's very hard to know, and this is a quote from my 8-year-old. She calls them real life dreams. Is it a fake dream or a real life dream? She came to me one day and she's like, Mom, I had a real life dream last night. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, the ones that actually come true. Mm. It was so innocent. Like, duh, everyone knows this, right? So this is the ability to have real life dreams and to have visitors and messages come to you through this. Of course, our logical mind will have us question, is this just my imagination? It's very hard to differentiate a real life dream from a fake dream. And the moon is calling us to kind of let us know that. The moon also rules emotions, so I wouldn't be surprised if Carrie's a water sign. The moon also rules Cancer, but our intuition is going to come to us through our heart and through our minds and through our thoughts with the moon. It's just when the lights turn on, sometimes it's hard to know what is reality and what is intuition. That's kind of with the moon. Being able to see in the dark is hard when your intuition comes from the moon. That's the path. We always carry that with us, though. I love this. 3 of Cups, 3 of Hearts. This is celebrating with friends. being social. Sometimes since this is in the present moment, sometimes I call it reading in between the cards, kind of reading in between the lines. So what I see here is taking time for ourselves and kind of being alone with our intuition. It's not the Hermit card, but really just being with ourselves and being with our dreams, sleeping a lot. That's how this person is going to become more intuitive and learn more about their intuition. And in the current moment, this is not being an introvert anymore. This is quite literally celebrating with friends. I oftentimes also think of sisters here. So whether this be your two sisters you're celebrating with or just your sistership of your fellow humans, but this is the Three of Cups, the Three of Hearts, being social. We can't get stuck in our heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get stuck in our emotions. The moon rules emotions, and then we also have the Three of Cups, which is an emotional card, but it's a happy card, and this is just a present moment. Three of Cups, being social, having drinks. I hope you were mixing me a drink back there, Luca.
I don't have tequila.
He knows me so well already.
Don't worry. If I have the tequila.
Okay, Carrie, I don't know what you've been going through, but this is the King of Swords reversed. If you needed any sort of validation that you don't want to be with who the King of Swords is when he's upside down, this is a intuition is correct. You don't want to be with someone like this. You've been hanging around with friends more, and you've been enjoying being social, and you've been finding love through friendship.
Yeah, she validated that. I saw the heart go up, so I know that's her validating it because you're right on. I know a little bit of her story. You're right on point.
Down. We don't want to be around this guy. He wields a sword, and he's a fucking asshole. When he's upside down, he's a fucking asshole, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not even going to be pretty about it. I'm not going to cover that with sunshine. I am not going to cushion that with sugar. I'm not sprinkling anything on that. I'm going to call him for what he is. The King of Swords can be a wonderful person when he's upright because he's powerful and he uses his power for good. But he is upside down. And you have been finding love through friendship. And we do that. And I love that for you. Your intuition has been validated. So when our intuition is coming to us through the darkness, it's hard to tell what is intuition and what is anxiety. Is this person really a bad person, or is it my trauma? Is it my trauma speaking? No, you don't want to be around this person. Find your love through your friendships, like you're doing in this current moment, and he will show his true colors.
Wow. That's a good reading.
readings. I don't know. I feel so inadequate. I don't think I want to give you your reading now because it's just going to be like, I don't want to diminish anything you just said.
I don't like them. Ugh, feels energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of them. Okay. Do we want to do one more? Or, Luke, I would love a reading from you, too.
Okay, like you, my readings are way different. My intuition is sometimes on point, but my readings are way different. But if you would like to, Grizz, you're welcome to a reading if you want to. Mm-hmm. I won't deny you of that if that's something you want. If
we have time, do like a quick little spread of that. That's fine. I'll take it.
Do you want a reading, or do you want a reading for Luca to give us reading? Or what's...
Whichever for you guys. I'll take a reading for myself, or if you want Luca to do... I think, Luca, you're going to read for...
If Steph is willing to, I would like for you to get a reading, and then I would like to give her a reading.
Okay. Love it. Got it.
Okay.
Cool.
I'd be more than honored to give you a reading, Grin.
For those of you just joining in, we are here with Tarot by Stef, who is blessed in so many ways and so blessed us this day, today, with her presence as a tarot reader, as an intuitive medium, hypnotherapist, and a yoga instructor. We are now on the portion of going through a couple of readings. The first two we've had are beautiful. We talked a lot about hypnotherapy. We talked a lot about hypnosis and the benefits of it. If you'd like to watch that, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel where a replay will go up in a few days. You'll see it from beginning to end. The only elephant in the room.
Love it. I just met you guys. It's blows my mind. So I just met Grizz. Yeah, was that yesterday?
Yeah.
We're blending together.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I'm very grateful. I feel a lot of gratitude in my heart right now. So thank you guys so much. I needed this as well. So Grizz, I'm thinking about you. Just give me a couple of moments.
So Steph, while you're shuffling, and I don't want to break your concentration.
Oh,
I want to make two offers. I'd like to offer you the possibility of coming back and just do readings.
yeah, let's do that.
I will work out a time and a place for that. I don't know if midweek works for you or end of the weekend works good for you. We'll work on something like that where we just do readings.
Yeah. I love that.
And then secondly, I've been talking about this in the past, and I want to actually make it public because it's going to help me to get my ass in gear. But since last year, I've been thinking about putting something together, and the universe, God, and Source has been sending the right people in my path. And Steph, you are one of those right people in our path. But we are thinking about putting together a tarot academy where people who want to learn tarot, people who want to learn different styles of tarot are taught in a 6-month program where tutors will come and give a reading or give classes 4 times a month, a 90-minute class, and it'll be from different styles, different readers. So we learn from different people. And the first 2 guinea pigs, the other one would be Carrie, who you just gave a reading to, would be Grizz and myself to see how we can work out the obstacles or the bumps along the way. But it is something that I've been trying to put together now for about a month and a half. I do have 4 of the other tutors. I think if you'd like, Steph, we really would love for you to be our 5th tutor, and everything's done virtually.
Yeah.
All the classes are done virtually.
Yeah. And
at the end of the month, you get a badge. When you have your 6 badges, you can now come on to our live stream and go, I want to give readings. I have my 6 badges with me. I don't know, I'll work something. I might put something together where we get the logo wear or something like that. So we got a lot of things going on, but we are putting together a Tarot Academy. And Steph, we'd like to invite you to be part of that. You can take your time and not have the answer here. I don't want to make you feel obligated in any way, but I do like the style of how you intuitively read tarot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I love sharing it. No secrets here. There's different vessels to tap into our intuition, and tarot is just one of them, and I'm not going to gatekeep it. Grizz, let's see. So past, present, future. If it's facing away from me, it's reverse. 3 of Pentacles, it is reversed and it's upside down. This is one of the only cards that is a Pentacles card that is hard to tell it's a Pentacles card because the Pentacles are not lit up and they're not yellow. The way I read this one is reversed because this is making a choice not to work a job where you're not getting what you're worth anymore. This is kind of like the Maker's card, and when this card is upright, I see this for people who are either self-employed, maybe they're nurses, maybe they're teachers, but they're training and they're not getting what they're worth, and that is represented by these pentacles being up here, but yet they're not really obtainable, yet this person is handing down a lot of knowledge. So double validation for me that you decided to take a different path in life when it comes to your work, because it's reversed and it's in the past. So this is making a conscious choice to leave the situation, saying, I need to get money for my job. Commendable to teachers and nurses. There are so many people out there that do not get paid what they're worth. But you made a choice to step out of that situation for yourself.
You're like 100% there.
This present moment, the chariot, it's upside down. Got quite a bit to say about the chariot. There's astrological symbolism, there's numerology, there's biblical symbolism, and from multiple cultures, there's religious symbolism and cultural symbolism within the tarot deck. Specifically, this deck, I use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. The chariot is associated with cancers in astrology, but the chariot also offers us direction. And this is a major arcana card. I also refer to these as destiny cards. And when the chariot is upside down, and we talked about this yesterday, it's just not resistance to the change. It's just resistance. And it's not bad. It's just change is hard. But the chariot is a vehicle of transportation. You see the angel wings here. And if you think about a chariot, that's a vehicle. It can be a car. And you're being guided from a divine entity. It's not you're driving yourself. No, you're getting in with a strange Uber driver that's actually some cosmic angel, and you don't even know him, and he's saying, hey, we're going for a ride, but you don't know where we're going, and that's scary. So when he's upside down, it's just taking a moment and kind of pausing the ride. So you made this change for yourself. This is about your job. It was a little much, so you're just taking a moment to pause this destiny path. It doesn't mean that you're not following this destiny path for yourself. You're just taking a little bit of break, because sometimes that ride is going really fast when it's on the chair. When you hop on that roller coaster, it's going fast. And I kind of compare when a destiny card is upside down, we're just pausing our life for a moment. You're watching your movie on your TV and you press pause and you just take a bathroom break. Maybe you just got a little bit scary, maybe you're at a scary part and you just need to take a bathroom break, get some popcorn, go pee, come back to it when you're ready, and then that chariot card will be upright for you. Your next card. Oh, I love this. This is a happy home. This is the Four of Wands. This is about everything, and I compare our life to that domino effect, right? You line up dominoes, and if one's out of alignment, they're not gonna all fall. But sometimes it's hard to know which domino is out of place, and it's more one domino that will be out of place because it's a waterfall effect. So if our relationship is messed up, it will start to reflect into our work. If our work is messed up, it can reflect into our relationships. So I'm not surprised that you wanted just to take a moment from all the changes in your life, because this is more than just work. This is also about your home and your family. And I see the Four of Wands come up when people are moving as well. But the four in numerology is stability. So it's stability within your soul and the stability with your energy, and it's something that you intentionally create, because that's what the Suit of Wands is. It's our mind and its intentions. We set this and we manifest this, the stability of a happy home. We create it for ourselves. So reading in between the lines and reading in between the cards is, just taking a moment to step back and look at your life, press pause for a moment, but you're going to hop back on that chariot and it's leading you to a beautiful place.
That's
good. So the changes, the relationship changes, it all affects our life. It's not just one domino, but I like the path that you're on.
You're right.
I wouldn't choose the same.
That was a wonderful read. Like, it's spot on. And I've been a little anxious about the stagnation lately, and I realize I have to go back within, and and work with myself before I can move on. Yeah, that's the resistance. I'm kind of like, no, I'm afraid. I don't want to move on. What's coming up next? And then the other part of me is like, come on, get it rolling.
The chariot is listening to our divine path in life and our soul's purpose in life. And like I said, in the car with that strange Uber driver, and it's hard. So it's totally okay. I want to validate your feelings of just needing to pause the ride for a moment, because you'll get back on it. And it's okay to pause. Destiny, we can. That's our free will. Just because we're done with something doesn't mean we have to do it or that we ever will do it. And it is okay to pause it.
Yeah, thank you. I needed to hear that because, I could be hard on myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting anywhere right now. I'm not, contributing anything in the family, a sense of like career, so forth. Okay. And I get frustrated with myself. And so, we're our own worst enemy. So that helps me realize, okay, this time is probably needed to be able to get to that next step. So, and with the first card, you're right on, because I've made a few ideas of career changes and so forth. And I was working part-time at a school, elementary school, my kids' school, and they wanted me to come on board full-time. And I was just like, I don't want that to be my low career right now. And you're absolutely right. Teachers do not get paid enough. They do so much. My sister's a teacher. I mean, they do so much work and they're underpaid, so I stepped away. I stepped down, and I felt very bad and guilty about it because I see them every day when I take my kids to school. But, I'm starting to realize that, saying no is important, for our own selves. We got to set those boundaries sometimes. And it is okay, to do it and to think about yourself, to better yourself, because once you're stable and you better yourself, then you're right, that shows off in our family, our dynamics. Family's more stable, they're more happy. And it's taken me a while to get there, and I'm still working on it, but we gotta, love ourselves.
Let go of the shame and guilt, because you made the right decision for you. It's leading you to stability, and you're being offered a moment that is what I would call divine intervention when the chariot comes down. When's your birthday, Grizz?
It's coming up February 21st.
You're a water sign, okay.
Yep. Total emotional. Oh yeah, roller coaster ride.
You know what your moon is? You know what your moon is?
Huh? Taurus.
You got Earth. What's your rising?
Earth. Aquarius. So I got a little bit of everything.
Gosh,
so I got an air sign there. So
okay.
I'm supposed to be balanced, right? I don't know.
No, remember, stability is 4, so you would have to have a 4th sign. What's your 4th sign?
It depends.
It would be yield. Yeah. Would it be yield?
I'm not as well versed in as I should be in astrological charting. My mom and my mom and my aunt did it professionally, so I'm not as well versed in it. I know your big 3, and I know how those can influence your life. But my aunt birth charting by hand. My Aunt Patty, she was amazing. I do know I have a lot of Scorpio. Like all my houses are in Scorpio, so I'm just a fucking.
Well, I'm going to use my psychic abilities and guess your sun sign. I'm going to say it's Libra.
I'm all there.
Right? Yeah. I failed on that the first time.
Yeah, I'm a Libra.
I love it. Thank you for getting. I needed that validation.
Yeah.
I needed
Good.
You made the right choice. Oh my gosh, let go of the guilt, let go of the shame. You did what's best for yourself, and it's leading you to stability.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Letting go of that shame, everything, guilt. It's very hard, but I'm working through it. And I
See,
needed
this is
that
why this
validation.
community is here, and I've said it once in every episode that we've had last year. The reason why we have this community is we need these times of confirmation. We need these times of validation. We need the times for people to just sit with us, the times for people to pray with us, the times for people to lift us up when we can, to stand us up when we can. This is what this community is meant for. It is a safe place that's non-judgmental, without prejudice, without discrimination, to be here and talk about the difficulties in life that we experience, even in the love and light crap, that there is darkness. Because without darkness, there can be no light. Without unlove, there can be no love.
Absolutely.
And this is why we have formed this community, and we're growing. The right people are coming in, and the right people are staying, which is more important. Because sometimes people come in and they're here for short term, and I understand that. And it was a discussion Grizz and I had a couple of days ago, that there are people leaving the community chat, and I said, it's okay, not everybody who likes group chats. I'm one of them, but I have to get better at it. But it's not like they left the community. Sometimes people in the community, it's like, I've outgrown what you can give me or what I want from this community, so I need to move on, and I'm okay with that. We have served our purpose, and we are no longer useful to you, and it's okay. By making space with you moving on, brings more new people into the community, brings new life, freshness, fresh ideas, new hope into the community. That's what I love about this community.
No judgment.
That's what I love about having, exactly. Yeah. That's what I love about having guests like Steph on. And for those of you who are watching this replay, we're heading off to the final part of our 3+Me episode this week. We are with Steph, Tarot by Stef. If you're not following her, please make sure you do that. Check her out on Facebook. Go hit her up. Go get a reading from her. As you can see, the last 3 readings that she did, I think, is one of the most amazing ways of intuitively giving a reading with tarot. I love that. And I love the energy that she puts out, or you put out, Steph. I love that energy you put out. It's cautious, but it's also hopeful or helpful. I love that energy you have when you're doing the reading. And I pick up on that real quick from your first reading.
Thank you.
So with that, we're going to make the rest of this 5-10 minutes a little shit show for you.
Love it.
It's a gift from myself and from Grizz, but we're going to do it with a little laugh. So I need you to pick a number from 1 to 6.
You want me to tell it to you?
Please.
4.
4. Okay. So in here, I have about 15 cards. You tell me when to stop, and I'll pick up 4 cards.
So there's not Peach Crown Royal in there?
There was one right there. You see it? That's a full box.
Let's go.
Okay. So it can go from 4 to 6, but you tell me when to stop, and I'll pick up 4.
Okay, stop.
Okay, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have a jumper. That means I got more than 4 cards. Oh, we got 2 jumpers. Ooh. Oh, we got to go in the. Okay. This has nothing to do with past, present, future. This is basically for entertainment, but the object of this reading is for you to get at least 5 points. Okay? First card. First card you have from my deck, I use the Luca Brasi deck. It is a deck that I have created. First card you have is the Pussy card, which is the -1 point. So we need 5 altogether. That's why you had 2 jumpers. Second card you have, ooh, this is in the upright. This is a pick one more card, as you can see. So we're going to pick one more after this. Yeah, exactly. All right, so third card. Here's your third card.
I'm
card you have
all of this so far.
Right, this is going gonna help you out. So you got a negative 1 point currently. We're gonna still pick another card. This card right here, oh, it keeps going off. This card right here you have is the 3 point card. So it's two little ones hugging here. This is the love card. This is the love card. The love of two cards. So I have you as 3 points. -1, so you got 2 points in the positive. Ooh, you're gonna like this one. This one may not resonate with you today, may resonate with you maybe in the future. This is your future card. You have the two of penis card, which gives you 2 points.
I don't want 2 penises in my life. Ugh.
It could be maybe you adopt 2 sons or date 2 men at the same time. I don't know. Again, this is for fun. So you got 2 more points. That's the main thing. So you got a total of 4 points. This is going to hurt you a lot. You got this card. This is your jumper, your first jumper. You get the bloody shit card, which is the 0 point card, which you get no points for. And this is the shitty, bloody shitty emoji.
Okay.
That doesn't give you any points. This is going to hurt you. We had this come in the upright, which is the back to 0 or the eggplant card.
Okay.
But because it's in the reverse, we're going to stay at 4, but we still have one more card to pick.
I feel like I'm losing a penis here, and I'm just going to have friends. Is that?
Yeah. Well, you got 2 penises. That's the only thing that helped you out. You got 2 penises. So we got one more card, and if we get a jumper, you tell me when. We got to pick one more card.
Okay, go.
Okay. Ooh, we got a jumper. Ooh, we got 2 jumpers. Ooh, this might help you. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, first card in reverse you got was the devil card. Devil card you got is a -5 points, which would take you to a -5. But because it's in the reverse, we do not take the negative points for this. So this is up. The last card you have,
Awesome.
you only need 1 point. This is your last card. You have the King of Cum card, which gives you 2 points. You have a total of 6 points. Steph, congratulations. Today, you have won our drawing, our reading for today. And that is your reading.
Wow.
And it had everything to do with penises and cum.
Most points.
Wow.
I don't know what that means for you. Maybe the possibility of finding new love or 2 love. I'm not sure.
Oh,
but
I got options.
Who knows?
I just don't.
Options.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Friends.
This reading was about options. You can either take the first one or the second one. Either way, the outcome will be the same, I guess. But options.
I think I'm
That's all.
thinking about being in this life. So.
Yeah, you can't be a nun anymore. You were a nun in the last life. You can't be a nun anymore.
There was something peaceful about it. Not as much common pieces.
So, again, Steph, that's the shit show I provide for you at the end of your very amazing 3+Me episode. Thank you so much for being with us today. As always, thank you, Grizz, my partner who keeps my ass in check, who helps do the postings for us every week and also contacts the guests as well. Steph, we are looking forward to having you coming back on a future date just to do readings. I had the best time.
And Luca, your reading really did resonate with me. It was
okay.
Spot on.
This is me patting myself on the back then. But seriously, I think maybe in private, I'd like to do an energy reading with you. There's something about you. There's an energy about you. It feels like there's this part of Steph, and then there's this part of Steph.
Yes.
But there is a void in between these two that I'm feeling. There is this negative space, not necessarily negative energy, but a space that's a void that has sort of a disconnect where the two should be meeting in one.
I resonate with that, and that I connect those two through my tarot and my intuitive work. Cool. Otherwise, I do parts of me separate, because if I'm open and intuitive all the time, I wouldn't be able to go to Target and survive.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Any last words for us, Steph?
I don't think so, but I loved it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for taking time out of your day. My partner, Grace, my sister from a different mister. Any last words for us?
I mean, I loved it. I'd love for you to come back. And I mean, you know, like I mentioned, I love the whole hypnotherapy, hypnosis, how the brain works. And, you know, just there's so much healing out there that people need. And it's, you know, that's a really, really, you know, it's a tool. It's an easy tool that we could utilize. And so many people don't know about it. So I think like people need to have more awareness on it, about, you know, even, of course, even if they don't believe about, like, you know, what I mentioned, past lives, it could be healing that way. It's a whole new tool that could be used to heal just, you know, present day, any traumas that you've been going through, and anywhere. Like, it's helped me heal a major phobia that I've had. And it's been, you know, a game changer for me. So I'd love if you could come back and, you know,
I'm just reading through some of the comments now. There was a lot going on.
Here's the funny part. The three of us are introverts and don't like to really be in front of a camera, but yet we've been sitting here for almost 2 hours now in front of a camera.
Yeah. I do go on.
And that's amazing.
I go on the microphone, but those are the two sides of me, Luca. Those are the.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Good. There we go.
The introvert doesn't like extrovert, and the extrovert hates the fact that I'm an introvert. But I got to do it for all of you people.
Again, so, you know, the here and the here for Steph, and the void between.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the void are all the souls that I don't want them to feel like they're alone in their shit show.
There's a question. Let me ask this, if I may.
Yeah.
And this will probably not make the video, so this is going to be cut off. There's a question that has been on your mind lately that you may be a yes or no answer, a yes or no question, and it's something that may have been on your mind, I don't know, not just recently, but maybe for a little bit, for a while. It has to do something personal for you.
Oh, I have so many personal questions.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? We're going to finger our screens. I need you to put 2 fingers on your phone screen.
Okay.
And don't take it off until I ask you, okay?
Okay.
Think about the question.
Oh, I can't. I'm a Libra. I can't decide which question to think.
Yeah, I see 5 questions in your head right now. Think about one question that's most important.
I'm a Libra and I have ADD. Luca, you're just gonna have to pull out the question I need answered.
I'm gonna give you. Oh gosh. Okay, wait.
Like, what do I want for dinner? Which penis do I want?
No, it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Wow. Okay.
I hope you got it, because I
That's
didn't.
kind of heavy. All right. Okay, you can remove your fingers. I'm going to say this much, Steph. I'm going to say this much. I think the answer you're hoping for, this particular question that I'm thinking of, the answer that you're hoping for, the outcome of what you're hoping for, will be something that works in your favor. I don't want to say the answer is absolute yes, but the outcome that you're hoping for will be in your favor. And it's something to do that's very personal for you. And I believe it's something that has kind of troubled you for a little bit, like we all have. That crap.
Yeah.
But the outcome is actually going to work in your favor.
You said will be or won't be? Oh,
It
well,
may
okay.
not be exactly as how she might hope it to be, in the degree that she wants it to be or hopes that it would be, but it will work in your favor. This outcome, the resolution will work in your favor in the long run and might surprise you.
That's good.
So
I'll take it.
that
really
is
good.
my energy reading for you.
Good. I'm going to take it.
Okay.
I did need to hear. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you again, Steph. I will be messaging you. I'll be talking to you soon. Grizz, thank you again. Everybody, replay viewers, live viewers, people who I know actually joined, thank you again for being here. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.